Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Drew Reviews, and today we are going to be talking about Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. So we got some pretty interesting news lately from YouTuber Doomcox. I don't know how to pronounce his name. We're going to read the article and I'll say his name right, but it's very interesting. He says some interesting stuff. And once again, this is a rumor, and I am just reporting what he is saying, so I don't know if it's true. I don't think he knows if it's 100% true. It's a rumor. But once again, with everything that's been going on with Disney Star Wars, I wouldn't be surprised if it's true. So let's just get right into it and see what he's talking about. So here we go. Rumor: Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker to introduce Secret Skywalker. Now, that's not it. There's a lot more. So, a new rumor indicates that Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker test screenings introduce a new Secret Skywalker. Not only does this rumor indicate that there will be a new Secret Skywalker, but the character is the result of a distrust test screenings. Of distrust tests, I don't know. The rumor comes... Oh, by the way... This article right here, I know this has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but the Carrie Fisher's brother revealing original plot details about Leia's role in Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. I was going to make a video on that, but I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's basically, they were saying that the Leia was originally going to be the last Jedi, and that in The Rise of Skywalker, she was going to be the final Jedi when Luke died, which is absolute horse crap, because they never set that up. So even if they just made Leia the last Jedi, it would be so disrespectful. I think that Leia should have been a Jedi in episode 7. What would Luke have done? She was obviously being trained. Sure, I know she wanted to step away from it because of Ben Solo and all that, but come on, she is a Jedi, and she was a Jedi. She should have been in 7. She really should have been in 7. So I just think that's ridiculous that they were just going to make her a random Jedi in 9. That doesn't work. It's disrespectful to the character of Leia. They're always trying to not that it has anything to do with their gender, but they're always trying to make the women all powerful randomly. But why don't you set that up? It's Rey, if you want her to be so powerful, okay, but don't just make her powerful, set it up. So with Leia, it's the same thing. They just want to make her powerful because, she's a woman, and they killed, Han and Luke, and then they're going to make her powerful. Forget the whole women and men thing. It would be more impactful if they actually really set her character up to be a Jedi, and, if she was a Jedi in 7, because I think it's just totally random if they just made her a Jedi. That was never part of the plan. Never. The rumor comes from YouTuber Doomcock, who states, a few months ago, a nearly finished movie was screened to a series of test audiences composed of more or less a fourth of Star Wars nuts, 1/4 Star Wars fans, 1/4 people who knew of Star Wars but don't buy merchandise, and 1/4 folks who are just as likely to see the latest Chipmunks movie as Star Wars. Along with these folks, who are paid, by the way, there were approximately 100 others who were associated with the film in some way. The first act, which all the reviewers thought was pretty good, garnered a 65, which is not really too bad. The second act scored a 12, which is really, really bad. The third act scored a 4, with only folks just as likely to view any more giving it any points at all. If this is out of 100, then that's bad. He then details they screened the film to around a half dozen or other test audiences, with the aggregate score being a 29. Doomcox then details one of the main problems these test audiences had with the film, including Disney CEO Bob Iger. The common theme, I'm told, is that Rey doesn't win as much as literally stomps a mud hole in the Emperor's ass. When this happens, all of the screeners burst into laughter. like, you see, I would like to think that they have the common sense. Oh my god. But I just don't. Oh my god. I've said it before and I'll say it again. If Palpatine is alive, if Palpatine is in this movie because he is alive, or if he's gonna come alive or something, and they have to defeat Palpatine, which is obviously what they're doing. It's not like he's coming back in a flashback. If he came back in a flashback, okay, you can have Rey do whatever the heck she wants to, whatever. But the fact that he's actually coming back, whether he's in the flesh, which I think he is, because we saw there was a leaked photo of him shooting lightning into the sky, so I'm pretty sure he's back in the flesh, He's back in the flesh. He's back in the flesh. He's saying all those lines, he's back in the flesh. But if you're going to bring him back, you have to bring Anakin back. That's if they make Rey defeat him, they are undoing everything that came before. I will despise this trilogy and never regard it as canon. Like, look, right now, I don't like the trilogy. I'm being honest, I really don't. But I'm going to give this movie a chance. But the only thing is, the Emperor. The Emperor is what really upsets me, because this was totally last minute shoehorned in, and this was not the plan. And they already ruined Luke. They already ruined Leia. They already ruined Han. They already, luckily, they didn't have Lando in any of the other movies, which, obviously I was upset about, but at least they didn't ruin his character. But now they're bringing him back, which, he's probably not going to have much to do. But now they are bringing the Emperor back to life after a concluding arc. And the only reason they are doing this is because they have no other ideas. But, this totally contradicts everything we've known and love about Star Wars. And once again, the movie didn't come out yet, and these are rumors, but at the same time, you're telling, you need, this is, the most fair thing that any Star Wars fan could say. And if this does not happen, every Star Wars fan has the right to be upset about this movie, and it's not because they're racist or sexist. Nothing I am saying has to do with any of the gender or whatever that a lot of these people are bringing up. This has to do with the movie quality. If Rey defeats the Emperor, if the Emperor comes back and his defeat, because he's obviously going to be defeated, there's no question, which is another reason why this whole thing is stupid, because, they're bringing him back in the final movie just to kill him off. There's no way he's going to survive. This is the last movie. They're not going to have him survive. We know he's going to die. John Boyega said in an interview, he's coming back, and this time he's going to be ended properly, something like that, which is absolutely ridiculous, because he had a very good end. And look, I love Ian McDiarmid. I love the character of the Emperor. I never saw Star Wars I never saw the originals or prequels in theaters because I really wasn't old enough. So to have him in a movie where I could see him in theaters is cool. But at the same time, it's I care more about the story than seeing the Emperor in theaters. And it's just, if they had brought the Emperor back in episode 8, I think it would have been okay. Obviously, maybe they still would have screwed up and stuff, but it would have been okay, because at least you're bringing him back in 8, and then in 9 you don't have to explain anything. You just have him cause havoc. But in 9 he's just coming back, and then you're just defeating him. It has nothing to do with the previous movies. And what's very interesting is J.J. Abrams says it's about tying up the saga. But how? The only way you could do that is by having Anakin in this movie. And I've said it before, I'm very sure Anakin's going to be in this movie, Because Hayden Christensen has been in all the promotions for this movie, but at this not my bad, not for this movie, but he has been in a lot of he's been involved with Disney Star Wars recently. He went to Galaxy's Edge to promote it. He was at Star Wars Celebration. He went to a convention with Ian McDiarmid that they shut down for who knows why reason. They didn't want anything to be leaked about Episode 9, which probably says Anakin will be in it. And J.J. Abrams says it's wrapping up all the movies, and if you're bringing back the Emperor, you have to bring back Anakin. But at the same time, as much as I want to see Anakin in this movie, and, well, that's the only way I will enjoy this movie. If Anakin is not in this movie and the Emperor is back, I will never trust Disney Star Wars, and I think every fan has a right to hate this movie. I think every fan will hate this movie. If you are a Star Wars fan and Anakin does not come back and Rey defeats the Emperor, you should hate this movie. You should. You really should. I'm not trying to... look, you could have whatever opinion you want, but if you are a Star Wars fan, you know the story. You know the story. Episodes 1 through 6 is a story. Anakin is the chosen one who is supposed to bring balance to the Force and defeat the Emperor. If they're going to bring the Emperor back, it's a total middle finger to George Lucas if Rey defeats the Emperor. It's a total middle finger. So that's what this article gets into. So let's read a little further. After the film was viewed by Iger, he ordered a redo. Doomcock details that this new version of the film adds in Anakin and Luke in the flesh. Don't ask, I don't know, and reworks the latter half of the first act and some of the second. So now, I'm wondering, J.J. Abrams, if this is true, J.J. Abrams didn't want to have Anakin in, and he wanted Rey to win, which, I'm not very surprised about, because she beat Kylo Ren in the first film and was able to use mind tricks and all that. The version apparently fared better in test screenings. Doomcock notes it received a score of 65. However, Doomcock notes that there is a third version of the film as well. While this is going on, George Lucas, who did some script help about a year ago, pitches a new idea, which incorporates a little of the Kennedy JJ movie and a little of the Iger movie, but totally reworks the third act and introduces a secret Skywalker. Apparently, this version of the film screened extremely well. Doomcock notes it received an 88, which he describes as really good. Of course it did really good, because George Lucas did it. He is the creator. He knows what he's doing. He made all this up. You have the audacity to say you can do it better. Disney basically said they could do it better. They said they could do it better by not using George's ideas. Come on. And it's all because of the prequels. Oh my god. Disney hates the prequels so much. They try to avoid the prequels because they were a lot of fans didn't like them. But you have the generation, my generation, and people in their 20s and 30s, whatever, who actually grew up with the prequels and who liked the prequels. And I don't think anybody has a problem with the story of the prequels. It's just dialogue and some acting and CGI. But, if you have J.J. Abrams directing, then that won't be a problem. And if you have George Lucas writing the story, it's a perfect combination. But they said, we could do it better. And guess what, Disney? Did you do it better? I don't think so. Doomcock's source notes there are 3 possible paths for Disney to take. Here's a prediction. You are going to see one of these 3 outcomes. Kennedy gets fired, and Iger picks the Lucas version. Kennedy is not getting fired before Episode 9. That is 1,000,000%. Kennedy quits, and Iger picks the Lucas version. The movie gets pushed back likely to May. That's not happening. Doomcock's source also knows that Lucasfilm and Disney have spent almost $300 million after the first test screenings were received so poorly. That's a lot of money. What do you make of this new rumor? Are you interested in a secret Skywalker? I mean, I'm only interested in that because it's George Lucas's idea. This movie's gonna be so bad anyways, but if George Lucas does it, then I don't think it'll be bad. And look, I mean, I take that back. I don't think it'll be a bad movie. it's going to be a good movie. It's going to be an entertaining movie. That's what I mean. When I say good movie, it's going to be entertaining. We're going to the freaking throne room. We're going to see some C-3PO. We're going to see the Millennium Falcon and Chewie. Notice how I'm not saying any of these three characters because we don't really care about them. But, like, you know, entertainment is not what it's about in Star Wars. Star Wars means so much more than that. You know, this is the place where Luke told the Emperor, I will not turn to the dark side. I am a Jedi like my father before me. You could kill me if you want to. I'm not turning to the dark side. But now you have these characters in here. And it's like, why are they in here? Who are they? Rey is no one. Kylo is the son of Leia and Han, but he's like, I don't even really care. I don't know. Once again, this is my opinion. So if you have a problem with that, then okay, you could tell me. But you know, it's my opinion. So if you like this movie, I'm very happy for you. I wish I liked this movie. I don't know. Look, I'm gonna go into it not hating it. I am very excited to see this. I'm excited. But at the same time, when you look at it in a grand scale of things, they show no respect to the original trilogy characters in 7 and 8. So when they bring Palpatine back in 9, what are we supposed to think? Anakin has to come back. A secret Skywalker? They are really shoehorning all this stuff in. If this happens, this is a shoehorn. It's like none of this was planned. Look, I think these actors are amazing, you know. They're great people, and I thought there was potential. But there was no passing of the torch. Every trailer, in every movie, these are the main characters. Not Chewie, not Luke, not Han and Leia. Han, Leia, and Luke are the secondary characters. And now you're probably saying, like, some of you might say, oh, but this is the new characters trilogy. No, it's not. This is the Skywalker saga. Pass the torch. Pass the torch. If this trailer, I would be in love with this 9th trailer if there were a passing of the torch. If Luke, Han, Leia, and Lando, because I'm sick of everybody disrespecting Lando, Disney just, we don't have a place for him. Let's just, everyone's dead. Let's just put Lando in this movie. Was that really the whole plan? No. It's the last movie. They're just stuffing everyone they know in this movie. That's the only reason Lando's in this movie. I feel bad for Billy D. Williams because he wanted to be in it. He wants to do Star Wars, and you still disrespect him, and you still don't put him in the trilogy. But if Han, Luke, Leia, and Lando were in the main characters of Episode 7, if they started to pass the torch in 7 and 8, if you have this 9th movie all about the new characters and the old characters are kind of like, this is your fight now, that would be awesome. This trailer would be awesome. But you didn't do that. You shoehorned the new characters in from the beginning, and now you're shoehorning all these endings. And look, I think after this movie comes out, we are going to find out the truth. Because a lot of the actors, Anthony Daniels, who plays C-3PO, Mark Hamill, they know what's going on. John Boyega, they know if they're doing reshoots, and they have publicly criticized this movie and the trilogy. So I think these actors and some people from the from Lucasfilm, we're gonna find out the truth after this movie comes out. If all this is true, we're gonna find out, and we already know. So if there's a secret Skywalker, in Episode 9, which is what This article is saying that there's going to be a secret Skywalker. If there's a secret Skywalker in 9, then we know this is true. But, look, J.J. Abrams, I don't really know what he's going to do with this movie, but if he has any sort of common sense, he will put Anakin in this movie. If he doesn't put Anakin in the, it's like one of those things where something's so it's so obvious, but then you have some people who just don't even if someone asks you what 1 + 1 is, and they say, if you ask someone what 1 + 1 is, and they say apple, it just doesn't make sense. How do you not know it's 2? So with J.J. Abrams, you're bringing back the Emperor back. So if you don't have Anakin in this movie, that just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, and Anakin being in this movie will not solve all the problems. Anakin didn't even need to be in this movie until they brought the Emperor back. And even if Anakin defeats the Emperor, it's still not going to solve all the problems, because we still have Luke, Han, Leia, who are very disrespected. And if they do bring Anakin back, it better be as gratifying and satisfying as when he defeated him in 6. Which it probably won't be. It probably won't hold that same emotional impact. But I don't know. I'm excited for this movie because it's Star Wars. I know I've been kind of trashing it right now. But I think all my points are fair. I'm just being a fan. I care about Star Wars. That's why I'm saying this. But it's really Disney that put themselves in this situation. I'm not, a lot of people are criticizing people who criticize these movies. But, all the criticisms, some of the criticisms are okay, that's not that big of a deal. Some of these criticisms, are very valid. And I think, and anyone who likes Star Wars or all the movies and respects George Lucas would agree with me that you can't bring back the Emperor and have Rey defeat him. Because that's not the prophecy. That means episodes 1 through 6 mean absolutely nothing. And it's is Disney really that dumb? I know they've done dumb stuff in the past, but are they that dumb? I don't know. I don't think they are. I am very sure Anakin's going to come back. I try not to hold high hopes for movies or shows because I don't want to have my expectations. I don't want to have my expectations subverted. Rian Johnson. And I don't want to be let down if I'm thinking of something. If I'm really hoping and I think Anakin's going to be in this movie, but then he's not in this movie, I know I'll be upset. But I'm already upset. So I'm saying it right now. If Anakin's not in this movie, I will tear this trilogy apart. I will tear everything they do apart. Because that is totally whatever. And if Anakin is in this movie, if Anakin does defeat the Emperor, I will give them that. I'm not saying it'll fix the whole trilogy. Nothing can. But it will fix the Emperor problem, which they just brought up. It wasn't like the Emperor was in this whole trilogy and you have to bring Anakin back now. If you're gonna bring the Emperor back in the final movie, you gotta bring Anakin back to kill him. It's as simple as that. But is Disney really that smart? I don't know. I don't know. I think they will. I think he will be brought back, but you just never know. And I'm just hoping for the best. As for these leaks, they're rumors. We don't know if this is true. I really wouldn't be surprised if it's true. We've been getting a lot of leaks and a lot of rumors that seem to kind of be true. They're kind of they're very similar, but after this movie comes out, we are definitely gonna know the truth. We'll know the truth. The truth will come out. So Let me know in the comment section below. Are you excited for the Rise of Skywalker? What do you think about this rumor? Do you think this is true? Do you want Rey to stop a mud hole in the Emperor's ass? Do you want there to be a secret Skywalker? I don't know. Like, what's today's date? It's the 11th. So we got a little more than a month. December 20th, my birthday. So I don't know. We don't even know the plot of this movie, so it's like crazy like to know what is this thing about? What are they doing? Why is the Emperor back? So many questions to be answered. Where the hell are the Knights of Ren? They're definitely not getting a lot of screen time. We heard Leia's only getting like 8 minutes. I don't know. There's so many questions. I really wish they told us a little more in the trailer, because like, you know, they like, especially if you're bringing back the Emperor, like imagine like as soon as we get in the movie theater and they're like, guess what? The Emperor is not coming back. It was only in the trailer. Or like, we just like psyched you because you never actually saw him. So like, that's not really the Emperor. It's just his voice. Like someone, I don't know. Because we don't know if he's back, like for sure. Like we didn't see him. He's back, but like, Disney Star Wars. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and if you enjoy the content of the channel, make sure to watch out for my other Star Wars videos. I have a bunch of those. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Comment all your thoughts on these rumors and what you think about the Rise of Skywalker. And I will see you guys next time on Drew Reviews. And remember, the Force will be with you always.